Nobody knows exactly what happened. That is the part that keeps historians up at night. One of the greatest civilizations in human history, 4,000 years old, 5 million people at its peak, suddenly gone. Not conquered, not destroyed by war, just gone, and we still do not know why. This is the story of the Indus Valley Civilization, and the mystery of how it disappeared will make you question everything you buy. You know about how civilizations end. In 2600 BC, while the Egyptians were still perfecting their pyramids and the Mesopotamians were building Babylon, the third great civilization was quietly rising in what is now Pakistan and northwestern India. We call it the Indus Valley Civilization. The people who lived there called it something else. We do not know what. We cannot read their language. After a century of trying, nobody has cracked the Indus script. Every symbol they left behind is still a high mystery. What we do know is this: they built cities that were ahead of their time by thousands of years. Mohenjo-Daro, their greatest city, had a population of 40,000 people at a time, when most humans were still living in mud huts. The streets were laid out in a perfect grid. Every house had its own bathroom. Every bathroom was connected to an underground sewage system that ran beneath the entire city. They had flush toilets in 2500 BC. Rome would not have running water for another 2,000 years. Harappa was just as impressive. Spread across roughly 150 hectares, it was a manufacturing powerhouse. Archaeologists have found bead factories, shell workshops, and mass-store grain for entire seasons. These were not villages. These were industrial cities, running on a scale that would not be matched again in South Asia for millennia. The planning was extraordinary. Buildings were standardized baked bricks, all the same size, across every city in the entire civilization. Not similar sizes, exactly the same size. Which means they had a system of standardized measurement that worked across hundreds of miles. They had weights and scales so precise that modern archaeologists have found sets that match to within a fraction of a gram. These were not primitive people. These were engineers. Walk through Mohenjo-Daro in your mind and you find something even stranger. The Great Bath, a watertight pool made of bricks and bitumen, roughly the size of a modern swimming pool, sitting in the middle of the city, like a temple. Water itself. Nobody knows exactly what it was used for. Ritual, religious ceremony, public gathering, but the engineering is flawless. Years later, it still holds water when it rains. Then there is a dancing girl, a tiny bronze statue of a young woman, one hand on her hip, the other arm covered in bangles, standing with a confidence that feels modern. She was cast using the lost wax technique, a method so advanced that most of the world would not use it for another 1,000 years. She is 4.5 inches tall, and she might be the most honest portrait we have of who these people really were. Creative, proud, unafraid. And here is the thing that really gets me. In all of the thousands of artifacts they left behind, there is almost no evidence of warfare. No weapons caches, no fortifications designed for military defense, no images of